This episode of Bussin with the Boys, is presented by Barstool Sports. Yeah, I sound way better now.
You're fine. You always ask about the mic. It's always good.
And guess what? You're always fine. You know why? Because you're always going to be all right.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. That little quote. That's an all timer for me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
If I died in a fiery accident, would you always going to be all right?
Oh yeah.
Tattooed me somewhere?
Yeah. Probably. Tattooed on me.
Yeah.
I'd think about it.
I'm dead.
I'd think about it for sure. I really would.
You really would?
Yeah.
If you died.
There'd be a lot of things that have that quote on just whether anything out there that would involve me for sure.
Yeah. If you died, I would get veneers for you. I'd probably get the same exact style. Perfectly straight and white. Just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's what's the only, what else is interesting about you?
I don't, that's a good question.
What's your top 3 qualities physically?
My teeth.
Okay.
Can I count them? Can I count?
You can't count your teeth. You can't count your teeth. You paid for those.
Yeah, but I still, you know what I mean? I bought them.
Okay.
So top 3 physically,
Yeah.
I like my eyes.
Okay.
I feel like I have easy eyes.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Easy eyes. They are cool blue.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Physically?
Still the same question. Still the same one. Nothing's changed. You're the only ones actually talked.
I don't know. I guess my back. I think I have a solid back.
Okay.
So can I say teeth?
No.
No.
Eyes, back.
Eyes, back. I think my face is solid, right?
When you wake up in the morning,
my face? I count my face, right?
When you wake up in the
And
morning.
now that my teeth kind of amplify my face now.
Yeah, you didn't buy your face.
Or shoulders. What would you say?
No. Don't answer that question.
All right. What are your 3?
You need to give your 3.
I just did.
All right.
Eyes, back, face/shoulders.
Okay. For any of you that are actually still listening, to
I have a nice
whatever's going
tush.
on here.
Hey, I have a nice tush too.
Whoever you still listening to what's going on here.
Literally like the brothers at Nebraska when I would like
Can't say brothers.
Why not?
I think that's racist.
No, it's not. They're my brothers. They be, hey, yo, Compto, you got that ass, boy.
And what you're doing right now is racist.
No, it's just to give context.
Is it? Yeah.
No, that means you guys are racist. That's
How are we
you're
racist?
feeling that way. I'm just not racist. That's my guy, BK. Shout out BK, no free shout outs.
No free shots, Burger King.
Yeah, yo, Compto, you got that ass walking in there. He'd say no, you know.
Did you look at him, turn around real slow and go, pause?
No, I
You
turned
didn't say
around.
that?
I had a little cute grin and kind of like
Oh my God.
I was like, hey, thanks, man. All right, your turn.
Top 3 qualities. So many. Hair, eyes, eyebrows.
You've thought about this.
No, I just
Hey, clearly.
every morning.
He couldn't wait for that.
Every morning, I wake up and I look myself in the mirror and I tell myself positive things about myself because that is a thing you should do. You should always speak positively about yourself. And if
I do. I
if
like
you're
that.
getting bullied out there or something's negative out there for you, the only person you need to love is yourself. People will follow. But why is someone supposed to love you if you can't love yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Why eyebrows?
I don't know, dude. Because when I was like in high school and even my wife, like every girl would be like, man, girls would kill for those eyebrows. And I've never plucked them or nothing. They're just what they are. You know?
I would have guessed you got them done.
No, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's really, this is just, I think from here to here, I mean, get out of the way, David.
I tell you
Beckham.
what, them eyes.
That's thank you.
You got solid.
I got the hair too, but that's really
hair. Yes, you're right.
I'll tell you what I used to hate, but now I love these boys right here.
Them legs.
I love my little tiny legs, dude. People hate on the legs. People are saying I skip leg day. It's like my chest, dude. It's not big, but can push weight.
Yeah. I can't like say nothing against that because you just be like, okay, what do you bench, and then you'll beat me. So
Well, yeah, but
I just get back. Yeah.
Dude, how about when we were in Miami and Kyle Rudolph stood up and you guys like shook hands and I'm looking at who were the 2 guys there, Riggs and David, and I'm like, yo, he would have to cover him. Look at like you would have to cover Kyle.
I did.
How'd that go?
I didn't want to make a deal about it, but I did. Kyle never did anything like. He's a great tight end, but he didn't like moss me or anything like Blasing game or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I do think I got a pass interference call on him on like a third down. It was like third
OPI or DPI?
DPI, and it was bad on my part because he ran a stick nod, and I sort of wrapped my arm.
Explain to people what a stick nod is.
Okay, so it was 3rd and 8, and he ran a stick nod. So a stick route is like 4 or 5 yards, quick out. A stick nod is when he fakes the quick out and then goes vertical after the out. So he turns it upfield. So on 3rd and 8, I should have never just bit on the stick route because it's like, let him catch it at 5 yards.
You're fighting for the
him,
chains.
Get off the field. But, oh boy, or whatever reason, I start to bite on it like I'm going to pick the route off. And then when he turns up, you kind of hook him or you grab him, you give a little tug.
Yeah.
And ref saw it, called me for it.
Do you see that thing that Kyle Shanahan had in the NFC Championship game? He's like telling the ref that Kittle is going to fake inside and break outside.
Yeah.
And then they threw flags on it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's illegal. You shouldn't be able to do that. Refs shouldn't be able to tell you.
He knew the defense they were going to be in, so he goes to the ref. He's like, hey, watch 85 on this DB right here. He's got an out route. He's not going to let him outside. And then the Kittle tries to run an out route. The dude told him, doesn't let him outside. Ref just flows.
2 flags.
Yeah, ref
Wasn't
throws
just
the
him,
flag
somebody
right
else
away.
too. Solid. That was a
Yeah,
solid.
you don't think Kyle and I, you don't see any kind of resemblance that people talk about though? A lot of people say Kyle and I look a lot
Kyle
alike.
Shanahan or
No, Kyle Rudolph.
Pull Rudolph. No, dude. Kyle Rudolph's got way more sharp features than you.
Weird shot.
I'm just saying what it is.
He is. He's a good looking cat.
My eyes are bad. I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was very skin faded up in Miami. The boy hadn't been in the barbershop yet.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I can see what people are saying.
Yeah, you guys are both white. He's got a sleeve tattoo though, so that's salty.
He's
You
badass.
got it.
He's badass.
He's a stud. Didn't he get that big catch against the New Orleans in the wild card?
I'm not gonna lie,
division?
my CTE really hit me in that conversation when they were talking about that pass interference. I think that was a play, but I don't know who.
Yeah. Oh, that was the play. Yeah, 100% was the play. It was an overtime against New Orleans. Was that a divisional game?
But what
I think so.
happened? They called it OPI?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
They
called it DPI.
Didn't. Yeah. They didn't.
Oh, they didn't call it.
That was
and
the
then
controversy.
yeah. So they didn't call it, and then New Orleans threw the challenge flag, which literally they put that in because of the New Orleans game in the NFC Championship against the Rams.
Okay.
That's wild.
And so
dude.
they tried challenging it, and then they said it wasn't OPI. And so the big argument was like if it was pass interference or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Dude,
then Kyle had himself a little deal on that thing. He was kind of going off about how.
Oh, you saw it. You saw the fire in his eyes too.
Yeah, he was like
that
salty
was not
about
OPI.
Yeah.
Like, I can,
Salty Skybox. I don't think this is it. I think they were deeper.
it says overtime right here, 3rd and goal. Kirk.
Oh, this
throwing
is
up.
it.
The
This
boy
is,
Kirk.
that's it. And they challenged it. Look at him. Oh, with the spin.
spun it on him.
The boys are stoked right there. Minnesota's like, they're always like sneaky good. Not even sneaky good. They're a talented ass team. They got Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, who doesn't get enough love at all.
Doesn't, dude.
Oh, that little push right there.
Yeah. And it extended. They had the picture.
He
like
extended. I guess technically that would be the rule, right?
I mean, did you watch the Super Bowl where Kittle pushed off right before halftime?
I can't believe that got called.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's worse than that.
When Kittle was going back, like statistically, if you're like breaking to the left or right or back towards the quarterback, that's when you get those calls.
Yeah.
The OPIs. But very rarely is it the push off while you're going vertical.
Right.
Do you get that call? I can't believe they called that,
I
which
know,
would have
that
been a
was
huge
surprising.
game changer because they were going to at least get 3, right? That was going into half.
Yeah. A lot of momentum.
That's wild.
But yeah.
That's a wild game. Oh, is this the play right here?
Yeah, that's surprising because it was such a bang bang.
Hot take, real quick. I just want to say it. We need to talk about the Super Bowl too because that was a hell of a game and it wouldn't be a football podcast if we didn't talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But the Kansas City Chiefs beat the 49ers by 11 points, correct?
Yes.
31 to 20.
Yep. 31-20.
Who did Kansas City also beat 2 weeks before by 11
I thought
points?
we were talking about the Super Bowl.
Who did the Kansas City Chiefs also beat by 11 points?
The Tennessee
The
Titans.
Tennessee Titans. So arguably,
We're talking about the Super Bowl. Stay on the Super Bowl.
no, I'm going to finish this thought. Arguably, the Tennessee Titans are the second best team in the NFL this year. Arguably.
Yeah. There's a lot of things out there. So arguably.
Yeah. Do you think the Tennessee Titans would have done as well? Do you think the Titans would have beat the 49ers?
No.
What was that?
I don't think so.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, shit. Blas.
Oh, wait.
not.
Thank God Blas is here.
Blas is
Mr.
here.
49ers fan is here. Go ahead, Blas. Why? Tell me in your football. Are you a professional athlete?
Definitely not.
You're not a professional athlete. Okay, well, I can't wait to hear what you think.
Listen, I have a biased opinion.
You're biased because for the first, I don't know, 8 months I knew Blas, big Titans fan. All of a sudden, Titans are out playing the 49ers and he's spouting off about the 49ers.
In his defense.
In his defense, I didn't hear nothing, so it doesn't matter what he told you.
You were
I
in
witnessed it
season.
though.
You were in season, Taylor.
When we were at the tailgates for the Titans games, like he would always be checking, refreshing his phones, obsessed with the Niners. And then if the Niners won, he'd be like, "Oh, I don't care how this game goes now." To the Titans.
All right, so tell me how you don't think the 49ers. First off, it's obviously arguable on both sides. Titans could have won that game, could have lost that game, and I think that's the important thing we should focus on. Is it could have gone either way. It would not have been a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys are a lot alike.
The 49ers and us?
Yes.
No question. We're run first football teams.
And good defenses.
And good defenses.
And I would give the edge other side of the fence to the 49ers.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. I'm going to hear yours after I hear Blas. Blas, why?
Just based on run scheme alone, play design.
What kind of run schemes do they run?
Don't do that to him.
Well, if he wants to say shit like that, if you want to say that, what run schemes do they run?
Remember when he said that? Oh, shit.
I'm mostly play design. I'm saying just like the motion, the speed
motion?
but the motions that the 49ers do, like the disguising, all that stuff.
How do they disguise, Blas? Tell me how the 49ers.
Hey, this is like a conversation
This is
with
a perfect reason why.
A Twitter guy and an actual
If
athlete
you,
talking
this is a
about
perfect
it.
reason why journalists don't know what you're a PFF raider right now. That's what you're at. You're coming off to me as a PFF raider right now.
High school
That's
football.
a
So tell me how.
disrespectful
So tell me
comment, too.
how. Blas Hernandez.
God damn, you dropped the
Tell
last
me how.
name.
Follow him on Twitter and tell him how terrible he's doing right now. Tell me how. Actually, don't do that because he gets really sensitive to negative feedback.
Hey,
tell him how
we
great he
talked
is.
about that too already, Blas.
Really? Oh, we did.
You
Tell
read
me-
negative comments.
Tell me how they disguise. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm the first one to tell you I don't know full schemes. I know what left tackles do, and that's not even in all offenses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you're telling me how they disguise. Tennessee Titans do double motions. We bring different personnels during timeouts onto the field, then take them out and put new ones in as soon as timeouts are over. That's disguise.
Right. Well, I'm
You know,
mostly
we do
just
play
talking
action,
about
which is technically a disguise.
mostly just talking about the weapons that they have on offense. Like, there's not just one weapon that they rely on.
Talk more into the mic.
So the Tennessee Titans rely heavily on Derrick Henry,
Sure,
right?
and
In
they-
the run game.
Right.
The 49ers rely on, not just one person. They use Deebo Samuel, Matt Breida, running back.
Sure.
Kyle Juszczyk, fullback.
All right.
George Kittle, tight end. Like, they're all utilized in the run game.
Okay, Titans rely on Derrick Henry, obviously. Then we rely on Jonnu Smith, who can not only block, but he can catch the shit out of the ball. He can run routes and he's faster than hell.
Big Ferkser guy.
Big Ferkser guy who comes in and just dices up. Who's white boy from Kansas City?
That's some white on
Travis
white
Kelce?
crime right
Right,
there.
yeah, broke
that
some
was-
ankles on that thing. So we rely on him. Corey Davis, 5th overall pick. All right, has big games, and then obviously AJ Brown, who has, I think.
But when you look at offensive production, right, most of those yards are coming from Derrick Henry.
No question.
in
Get
the run
yourself
game.
more the mic.
In the run game.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the 49ers breakdown as far as like overall yards, receiving yards and stuff like that, it's spread out.
Can you pull up for me Jimmy Garoppolo's stats and Ryan Tannehill's stats? I'm saying both teams would have been a good fight. And
I agree.
The game obviously ended in 4 points, which what did I say? Did I say 4 points, Kansas City?
You did.
It was really 4 points.
Yeah.
And there was a pick six at the end.
That's
You
why
know
I
what
like
I'm
when I
saying?
Was
texted
it
you.
pick
I was like,
six or-
you called it,
Dude,
like
right?
right to the on the money.
Which I was, because when we were in Miami with Barstool, I said Kyle Shanahan keeps like 23, 24 runs and he does a lot of different stuff. And then at the break, you told me, I was like, man, I might be going for the 49ers.
Yeah, I
said
switched.
that.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like thinking, shit, should I switch too? But I think here's the reason why I went Kansas City. The reason why I went Kansas City is the 49ers do a great job. When you're a run first team and you rely so heavily on the run, if you get down, then you have to rely on something that's not your strong suit, right? Now, I'm not a coach.
I think that's the same for the Titans, though.
Yeah, I'm that same for the Titans, but I'm talking about just Kansas City and 49ers now. I know I'm talking back and forth.
Okay, I got you.
Kansas City is so explosive in offense. When they were down by 10 points going into the fourth quarter,
Yep.
I was sitting there watching with a couple people saying, I would be way more worried as a 49ers fan than I would be a Kansas City fan.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
going into
And
that.
so, I mean, and then Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, dude,
Best
he's
youngest
a
quarterback of all
stud,
time.
man.
Yeah, being down 10 is like being tied for Kansas City. That's how dominant that offense is and explosive it is.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes is a Hall of Famer right now?
Right now, no, you can't say that. Right now.
Youngest player in history to get.
Yeah, but-
and I'm not saying right around. I'm asking.
So you're saying if he retired
NFL
right
MVP,
now, would he be in the Hall of Fame?
Super Bowl champ, All Pro, and Super Bowl MVP.
He's a touchdown leader too, right?
Touchdown leader.
Yeah.
In his first 3 seasons, he had like 87 touchdowns to like a ridiculously low number of interceptions.
It's incredible.
So
Yeah, I mean, he's
many
very
player-
much on his way.
how many players play like only 10 years and have made the like Joe Thomas basically just played 10 years.
It's going to get shorter.
Yeah, but are
And he
you?
was
get shorter over time.
right.
The length of careers, I feel like.
You think the length of careers are going to get shorter over time?
For certain positions, yeah, I think so.
I don't know
I
if
don't
it
think.
gets
I
shorter.
think if anything, they get longer.
I think if it gets shorter, it's purely by choice. Guys are understanding, like Luke Kuechly. Who else? Andrew Luck. Yeah, but those are 3 of the guys right now. Like if you're middle of the pack or lower on the roster, like guys aren't going to start like retiring or it's going to be shorter. Like I think your recovery and performance stuff and all this stuff that's out there right now, technology, all that stuff. I think we're going to be able to prolong our careers.
2 ways to look at it. One, going for you, that whole brain thing, the CTE thing is a huge deal, and it might deter some people from having their kids play contact sports like that. But I think once you're in the NFL, you're going to have the handful of guys that retired early.
Yeah,
Like Patrick Willis retired early. Who's the other linebacker that was played for the 49ers, was a rookie, had like 140 tackles.
Oh yeah, Chris Borland.
Chris Borland, he was a stud. Yeah, he was a stud.
He retired after 1 year.
He retired. I remember I was training for the combine. He was like done. I was like,
Yeah.
what the? That was crazy, dude. But those guys are gonna retire. But like now going back to this, there's so many. And like you look at pictures of guys smoking cigarettes or drinking a beer at halftime. Like that does not happen anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be cool as shit if it happened, but it
You got
doesn't.
these like plastic helmets on. Dudes are smoking cigarettes and drinking Coke
just
after
taking
games.
shots, dude.
Yeah.
You get hit in a game now, and you're showing that you're messed up a little bit. You're out. There's no chance of you coming back, and you're probably gonna miss the next game after that. They're taking better care of guys from a head standpoint. Now ankles and knees, like it's kind of like one of those pat in the ass. Like, hey, we're paying you a lot of money. You better go play some football. But if you have the IVs, people are taking care of their bodies from a massage therapy standpoint.
The access to these resources, people like you can find a lot of recovery shit and working out and movement stuff just on Instagram now.
People that were going to Germany to get treatments that you couldn't get in the United States are now available in the United States and legal, thank you, to do.
Right.
So-
People go to what, like Puerto Rico and just different spots.
Yeah,
or
Panama.
Cayman
and stuff.
Islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Panama. Yeah.
They do all that stuff, but all that stuff, because I've never been to those places, from what I'm understanding.
You can do it all here now.
Yeah. Is this not the podcast right now? We're not doing Barstool podcast. We just got a note.
No,
So
hey,
we should
we-
probably
we-
film this part 2 intro and get into the Barstool podcast. We're here.
We're in the Barstool
We're
Pod,
in the
baby.
Barstool podcast. Welcome.
People
welcome
want
to
the
Bussin'
football
Boys.
talk. We're giving the football talk.
You want the football talk? You got the football talk. Now,
Hey, concussion wise too, though, I wanted to go off you on that.
Go ahead.
All I literally said, like I got diagnosed with a mild concussion my last game. It was like the second to last play. And all I said was, I just got my bell rung a little bit. And the fact that I said bell rung
They were
was
out.
was a trigger word that's like, hey, if he says that, you got to take him inside.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was like, yo, I'm fine. I just got my bell rung a little bit. Like, oh, no, you got to get him in there.
there's guys that go in the tent and answer all the questions right, and they still don't let them play for the
Oh,
rest
I
of the game.
crushed. Like, I mean, you said like there's a few trigger words that people say that you have to like. There's no arguing. There's no nothing. You have to go in and get treated.
There's times you take some shots out there, and you got to think like
Mine was it was weird too. Like I hit the fullback and it just kind of caught me right on the side of my face, and literally I couldn't like feel my upper body. Like,
Really?
it felt like
a stinger.
It felt like if you took a pipe and took it to like a rail or something, it's just ringing.
Yeah.
I felt like that, like in my upper body, both arms. You feel like you kind of go out for a second.
Whoa.
But then it comes back. I'm literally back, like fine.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing.
Yeah, that stuff's scary, man.
Hey, maybe go inside. But it's weird because they check your arms. They do all these things like follow my finger. What's today's date? Who are we playing? Who did we play last week?
What
What'd you
day
do?
is it?
Yeah, what day is it? They do all that.
They give you three words. Say,
Yeah.
Then repeat it back.
Crushed
Give you
it.
5 words. Give it back to
Ready to go out there, and they're like, we got to keep doing this. Or if someone looks at the other and they kind of give like then they're like, hey, they're going to hold you out regardless of how you feel.
months backwards.
Yeah.
Guys
yeah.
hit months backwards. And then you have a baseline for everything now, which they didn't have 20 years ago. Well, I'm assuming they didn't have 20 years ago. They take a really good care of guys relatively compared to a lot like
Yes.
10 years ago.
But hey, now
assuming.
there you go, Alex. Now we can get to the Barstool Pod.
Well, actually, we need to go back to one thing. Blas, get your ass back on that mic. 49ers versus Titans. 49ers versus Titans, baby. I'm saying that game's closer than this Super Bowl.
But we kind of had a preview, right? The Titans played Kansas City.
And
Oh,
what
you're
was the
talking
score?
about
and I'm glad
Yeah.
you're here because we actually talked about this before you got here. How many points did the Titans lose by?
11.
How many points did the 49ers lose by?
Was it
11.
Was it 11? Yeah.
Oh, it was 11.
I have a short memory. I mean, short memory. Forgot
These
it
guys
already.
don't CTE.
Who do you take? Who would you rather have, Jimmy Garoppolo or Ryan Tannehill?
I would definitely go Jimmy.
Why? Chisel jaw?
Looks good.
mean,
Handsome boy.
Handsome boy.
Dude, I saw a picture.
No pause.
Someone tweeted a picture at me. It was like back when I used to be cool, and it was me and Jimmy Garoppolo and this girl in the middle of us taking a picture. I looked a little different back then. Even now, Jimmy would wipe me up, but the boy was
Look
looking
at him.
rough.
Row 2, left side.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
That's a handsome
Man,
guy.
that's pretty even though. Ryan Tannehill.
Shout out
like,
Jimmy
it's like
G.
it's
That's
a
what I'm
shout
saying.
out. It's a toss.
And
It really is.
What about the skill positions? You would
I think linebacker.
49ers
Linebacker, it's not even close.
linebacker what? It's not even close.
Just compared to the 49ers linebackers compared to
Our linebackers are better, you're saying.
no 49ers linebackers.
Who are the linebackers for the 49ers?
Quan Alexander,
You solid.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner.
Is he good?
He's solid, yes.
Yeah,
saw him?
and then
I'm going to have to refer to you on that. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would-
no disrespect
give-
to Jayon Brown though.
Yeah, yeah.
Jayon Brown is
That's-
an absolute
I think that's
stud.
what I hate about it is like I don't want to say I'm leaning on a 49er side when
you
I
already
know
did.
the boys. I would give Niners have a better pass rush.
Yeah, I mean,
get after- they
dude,
get after
they
the
have
queue a lot
five. They
more.
have 5 first-round picks.
Right.
now. They have a better pass rush than we did.
I would give the edge
At this
of
point.
linebacker. You can kind of argue a wash at linebacker, but I would say there's more experience and stuff like that on the 49er side. If you're going by Rashawn and
What about the
Jayon,
secondary?
I'm not Wes. I'm not including Wes. But if you're going by the two starters, the Jayon and Rashawn versus Warner and Quan, there's more experience out there for the Niners. Secondary, I give to the Titans.
Easy.
Yeah, Titans
It's
have.
not-
a
They got
great
Sherman.
secondary.
Sherman's a stud, and I don't want Sherman to come tweet at us. Actually,
For
I do
sure.
want you to come tweet at us, but it's positive, baby. You're a stud.
Yeah, yeah.
Sherman's a stud.
And then offensively, I think you got a lot of similarities, but I would say the Niners have more speed.
On offense,
Yeah, as far as like receiver slot,
At the skill
jet
position?
motion game,
but
stuff like that.
we have better secondary to cover those guys, and we have
yeah.
Dean Pease.
I'm just going by position. Oh yeah, I'm Dean Pease all the fucking way, dude.
Dean's a stud.
He is a stud, and congrats to him on retiring.
Yeah, unfortunate to see him go, but I mean, I'm super happy for the guy.
Yeah.
What a stand-up dude.
But like, if I'm just going position group by position group, not Niners have a lot of speed. Hey, the secondary will cover them, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to give my take.
What do you got offensive line? Titans versus 49ers. I'll stay out of it because obviously I'm biased.
I don't know enough about every bit of the. I would say the Titans just because you're just because the boys, man. I really would though. I'm not saying that because you're sitting here. Like, you could go a wash there too. Like,
You really could.
Who's a Pro Bowler on that O line? Like, I don't know. That's what I'm
Joe
saying.
Staley.
Joe Staley's arguably
He's
a Hall of Famer.
hilarious.
Mike McGlinchey, Notre Dame.
He's
First round.
not a Pro Bowler.
He wasn't a Pro Bowler.
No, he's a year or two. He's a stud. Mike
You're right.
McGlinchey is a stud. He's going to be a really good football player, but he's not a Pro Bowler right now.
I think
He's only year 2. I don't know my person, Ben Garland.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Lakeland
know.
Tomlinson, I've
I don't
heard that
know
name before.
stuff. At tight end, I love the boys, but if there's a draft, you're taking Kittle over.
Yeah, well,
all tight ends.
I mean, as far as production goes, I think John is going to have a huge year next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, rule number 1, let the guys speak for themselves. But I think John had a monster year this year. I think he did a lot of things like gadget stuff. Even he takes some of those screens, takes them 50, 60 yards.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's
And
definitely
also
a lot closer.
He's a young Delaney. He's a young Delaney.
Is the OC drawing up screens and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like it's obviously not going to happen right now.
No, but
It
it's
will
definitely
next
a
year.
lot closer than even I thought
Yeah,
it was.
for sure.
Now that we're talking about it,
And the
I'm
way
like,
the Titans
okay.
had momentum, like if they beat Kansas City going into the Super Bowl, like
We beat
The boys
Kansas
are
City.
coming.
Derek ran for another 150. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we beat Kansas City.
that's what I'm saying. Like you guys are like the same team. It'd be interesting to see your guys' run game against that Niner defense.
Yeah, I mean their Niner defense. They're obviously their front is the strength of that defense.
And they're solid. They were
Solid,
getting
dude.
after,
Bosa, bro.
Yeah, we talked about that morning.
Was fucking killing it.
The funniest stuff about Bosa was all like the White House comments about Bosa after the game.
What?
It's like they're showing pictures of Bosa with his head down. And everybody's like, when you realize you're not going to the White House.
To meet Trump?
Yeah, to meet Trump.
That's hilarious. He had some like tweets or something like that. I'm not even
Back
getting
in
into
the
it,
day.
dude. Because I tell you what, I know Joey decent, not that great. I met Nick once. I met their dad at Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah, at Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah. Old Bosa was at Rough and Rowdy the other day. Shout out to Rough and Rowdy. No free shout outs, even though they pay us now. That's huge. I'll tell you what, dude, those brothers are studs. Imagine having a brother in the league and both of you just two dominant dudes.
God, dude.
What if Joey goes to the 49ers? What if Joey
He's
goes
a free agent this year.
He's a free agent. And he like there was some tweet I saw that like Joey's holding out. Like he's not doing.
He's going to the market.
He's going to the
That's what
market.
you're saying.
No
Okay.
franchise, nothing. He does, well, obviously he doesn't have a choice if they do.
Then I guess I'll have to go there because I'm a free agent.
Man,
A lot of people wanting me.
you think the 49ers would do well with you?
Oh, for sure.
With special teams? Kickoff? Do you
Locker room camaraderie.
Are you a kickoff return guy?
Dude, kickoff return is probably the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
In all the teams, I think, dude, in football, you got 11 dudes on kickoff, 11 pissed off dudes, the most pissed off dudes in the game because they're not even starters. So they're pissed off that they're not starting
Right.
and they're running down viciously,
trying to prove
violently on kickoff
Yeah.
to prove something. And you got to run backwards and try and get in their way it's like a second and a half, 2 seconds. That's all you need for a returner to try to do something. And it is a hard fucking thing to do because you don't know where the returner is.
Yeah.
Like you'll have a return, you'll go middle, right, left, whatever, right, middle, shit like that. Double this, trap this guy. And if one dude on the kickoff team messes it up, that returner can put his foot in the ground. So it's like the hardest thing to do because you'll try to block him for a second. And if the returner goes another way, I mean, as a lineman, if the guy goes off the other way, you're like trying to grab him, then you kind of like
let him go.
let go, like fuck.
Why
I hope
is
nobody
this?
saw
Why is
that.
this the universal thing
Yeah,
too?
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
do it. That's. I mean, you're busted, buddy.
But
You do
kickoff
that, you're fucking
return,
busted.
kickoff returns. That's probably my least favorite one. I'll say that kickoff return is probably the least favorite thing to be on.
I'll tell you what's the least favorite thing to be on is
Field goal
the
block.
tight end on field goal.
Yeah, I would
You
agree
are
with that.
taking one dude to the left, one dude to the right, and one dude, no pause, coming in your face, dude.
Yeah.
Coming right at your face. That shit is, oh, dude, I wish upon my worst enemy.
It gets dirty in there too, dude.
Dude, I'm at the wing, and I just have to like punch out, and I look over, and I'm just looking at the absolute chaos after the kick. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, incognito, he gets rough and rowdy in there.
Does he?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you what, we were playing the Ravens divisional game, Humphreys. I saw, so Brandon Trawick, BT, Brandon Trawick, Brandon Trawick.
Brandon, yeah.
He plays for
BT.
he plays for the Ravens now. He played for us, and before that, he played for the Raiders, and that was how that whole like saying like gay stuff to him started.
You can say it.
And like
Saying
I
gay
literally-
stuff.
So I told BT like in a game like when he was on the Raiders, like I'll kiss you on the mouth, like you look super handsome, that type of stuff. And so when he came to the Titans, he went to Ben Jones and he's like, yo, what's the deal with Lawan? Like, is he like,
Is he gay?
yeah, is he gay? And Ben goes, yeah, he is. Told him I was. And so Ben tells me this, and I get put a letter. It's like, 41. That was his number. 41. Can't wait to get to know you. Big hugs, little kisses. Love 77. I put in his locker, and we're sitting there waiting, and the DBs come out of meetings, and they walk up in the locker room, and he's like, sees the note, and he grabs it, and he goes, man, what the fuck is this? And he was pissed.
Yeah.
So fast forward, we're playing the Ravens, a divisional game, and BT and Humphreys is lined up, and we just scored. First score of the game. And I'm like, BT, what's up? And he's like, you better not start with that gay shit. You better not start with that. I'm like, no, dude, we're just hanging
BT's
out.
so funny, man.
He's awesome.
He plays that cool card. He plays that tough guy. He was one of the first ones when I was walking up and down the sideline when I was on the Titans and asking like, hey, do you look at everybody's piece when you're in the shower? Because I remember it was
What'd he say?
me and Darren Bates. I was like, hey, how many guys on the team, what percentage do you think would admit to looking at everybody, not everybody, but looking at a piece in the shower?
Right.
Because you can't help it.
Right,
You know
can't
what I
help
mean? I was like, what percentage do you think would admit it? Because we all know they all do it.
Right.
And he's like, about 60, 70, DB.
67% look?
Yeah.
Wait, admit
67
that
would
look.
admit it. And we're like, BT for sure.
Didn't
would
you
admit
ask KB about that? Sat in my
Yeah.
seat, disrespectful.
it. Yeah. KB did. And,
the thing is like you're going periffs. You can't like. It's not like there's a line that stops here.
yeah.
If I'm talking to you and you're standing, like I'm seeing the whole body. I'm just looking in your eyes out of respect.
Right. But hey, you scrub your legs, you kind of come up and glance.
Oh, you do that.
I'm saying it could happen. I just sat there and looked at him. You could happen.
That is so inappropriate.
But yeah, BT, what a great guy.
Dude, so anyway, Humphreys, I'm like, what's up, Humphreys? How you doing? Like, just talking to him. I'm actually being super nice. Vrabel is losing his mind on me because he thinks I'm talking shit. Really, I'm just saying, what's up to BT? I think I said this in an earlier podcast. Like,
You did. CTE, so don't.
dude,
don't
I know.
repeat it.
And Vrabel was like, yeah, it's cool. No worry. Vrabel was actually really cool about once he found out I wasn't talking shit. Anyway,
you said that. But
and so Humphreys comes off the edge. Hardest hit I took all of the playoffs. Hyperextended my knee. Hurt real bad. And then it was over. And then
did you make a big deal about the knee?
Nope,
You
jogged
thought you
off.
tore it, didn't you?
Jogged off. No, I hyperextended because we were watching a game. What the hell? We were watching the Rams, and some tight end hyperextended the shit out of his knee trying to block. And it was obvious and bad.
Yeah.
And that thing popped in my head. I was like, just jog it off. Hopefully everything's all right. Because you know me, you know how dramatic I am.
I know, dude. You're like Peter Griffin in Family Guy. Just
For hours. Yeah, I'm a dramatic ass dude. I'm sorry. It's who I am. It's my genetic makeup. But anyway, he smoked me, and then I got yelled at by Vrabel. So all in all, solid game. Baltimore Ravens. Anyway, so that was a solid 20 minutes of you guys not giving a shit about what we're talking about. Barstool podcast.
I think we covered some good ground though, football wise.
Yeah. Long story short, Blas, who you taking? 49ers, the Titans. Who you taking?
I'm going to take the 49ers.
Who are you rooting for?
Oh, Tennessee Titans.
Here you
If
go.
the Titans and Niners were in the Super Bowl, I was rooting for the Tennessee Titans.
You are so full of shit, dude.
No,
No, dead
I'm telling you,
Dead
that's
serious.
exactly what he would say. And matter of fact, when I wasn't even there, Charles asked him that at one of the watch parties, and he's like, "Oh, I root for Tennessee Titans because the boy Taylor."
Yeah, I said I would much rather see a friend win a Super Bowl than my childhood team.
I'll tell you what, dude. Blocking Nick Bosa.
I would have loved to see that.
It'd be a bit of a deal.
I'll tell you what, I'd be talking to him the whole game.
He doesn't even hear like, "I'd want my friend to win." He just immediately starts thinking like, "I tell you what, Bosa, that'd be a little deal, huh?"
I appreciate that. I think you're a fucking liar, but I appreciate that.
I think he is too, honestly.
Dude, yeah, so we joined Barstool, and
Should we have a sip of whiskey on that?
I don't want whiskey.
Go ahead. We joined Barstool.
So we joined Barstool. Kind of a big deal, I'm not going to lie. A lot of negotiations went into it. Actually, not as much as we actually needed to. We wasted about $500 on a flight to go to New York. So yeah, we joined Barstool. Basically what happened was so we started this podcast back in April. So it hasn't even been a full year of having this podcast. And Vrabel comes on. Did it all start with Vrabel? It all started with Vrabel, right?
Yeah. When we started to kind of be in the media and stuff, yes.
So we started to get a couple of
Or Delaney, honestly. We cut out of the gate, and they were talking about the IVs, and we were kind of
That's
nervous.
right. Yeah.
And
The
Bray was
IV
like,
thing.
"Hey, listen, I hope you guys all go on, but make sure
be
fucking
cool about
careful
it."
because they're going to take one line and make it seem like
He's talking about like people doing news articles. All journalists, they can take one line from a podcast of this podcast and make it sound like you're the
Bad.
worst person in the world.
Right.
It is what it is. It's how you get clicks. Like that's how this world is now.
Like literally, somebody could say "boys joking" or podcast Taylor Lewan, Will Compton joking about CTE.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So debunk that right there.
Debunked. Boom. So Vrabel comes on our podcast, says he's chop off his piece for a Super Bowl, and part of my take, who used to be rivals, now we're family, comes in and they start talking about their podcast. They said something about Mike Vrabel goes on his offensive lines podcast. He didn't even say linebacker, right?
Yeah, no. Said
Disrespectful.
Offensive Lineman's podcast.
Right. Come on, their podcast, and wish he would have done it on ours, blah, blah, blah. So we clap back. All right. In my head, I'm like, all you got to do is clap back a part of my take. They're one of the biggest podcasts, sports podcasts ever. Get a couple things going. Might work out for the boys. Long story short, it did. Chess versus checkers. So we go back and forth. Part of my take a little bit. Shout out to Barstool. Thank you. That's a victory sip right there. How was it?
Oh, amazing, dude. Woodford
No free
Reserve.
shout outs.
No free shout outs, but shout out Woodford Reserve, Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. Honestly, top 3, but hey, no free shout outs.
Yeah.
But hey, for the boys.
For the boys. So I guess after that, who reached out to you?
They DM'd us, hey, would you guys be interested in talking? Matt Neely, RIP, love Matt, miss you, buddy. Matt shoots it over, hey, fucking Barstool's hitting us up. And so we obviously messaged back, yeah, we'd be interested to talk. And so that next day we coordinated it up. We got on the phone. I was on the phone with Gaz, shout out Gaz, no free shout outs, and Erica. And I remember the first time I got on the phone, it was just me, Gaz, and Erica. Maybe somebody else, I don't know. And Gaz was like, hey, Will, we got, I'm on the phone. We also got Eric on the phone. I thought he said Eric. So I'm like, oh, what's up, man? How's it going? He's like, we got our CEO, Eric, on the phone. I was like, oh, what's up, man? How's it going? She's like, well, I'm a girl, but I might as well be one of the boys because I'm for the boys. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, yada, yada, yada. You know, we basically want to pour gasoline on what you guys are doing. We love how you and Taylor, your guys' dynamic. It's great. Really trying to fluff us up. So, you know, I'm like, all right, cool. Get off the phone with them. Get back on the phone with Matt. Matt's like, you didn't know who the fucking CEO of Barstool was? Matt was so hype about this. Matt wanted Barstool more than anything. He's like, the whole reason I am who I am on Twitter and my whole dynamic is because of Barstool. They inspired me. So Matt was bummed he couldn't be on the call. And then so I tell Taylor, like, hey, Barstool's reaching out to us. And he's like, yeah, that would be dope. You know, you never want to shut a door anywhere. You never want to burn a bridge. So we tell them, hey, yeah, we'd be interested. Taylor's going to be in training camp. I could fly out at any minute, any moment. And so we're like, hey, when could you fly to us? They give us dates. We email back and forth. We lock in a date. They fly in to see us at True Foods.
Yep.
Was that during training camp? Or was that like an off day or something?
It had to be an off
Yes,
day.
it was, because the Saints called and wanted to fly me out. It was on a Monday. Saints called and wanted to fly me out that day. And I told my agency, hey, push the Saints workout back. Like, try to fly in at the crack of dawn the next day, and I'll do the workout off the flight instead of flying in the night before, because I really want to be at this meeting we were going to be at. It was like my worst nightmare. I was like, this is exactly what I thought might happen. And so what?
No, I mean, this is my worst nightmare. This is exactly what I thought might happen.
Well, because, well, you know, you want to sit down with Barstool. It's like you're going to sit down with the CEO of Barstool.
Yeah, and Gas.
Yeah, and Gas.
No free shout outs, Gas.
Gas.
I tell you what, dude.
And so we went to True Food.
We had dinner. It was delicious, and I had no intention of paying, and I didn't. It was awesome. Shout out to Barstool.
That was Taylor's takeaway.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we kind of just kept the conversation open, right?
Well, the thing is like I was hitting season as soon as the season ended, or we could move forward. But during the season, like, I've been very vocal about this. Don't do anything during the season with the podcast. So we have like 2 or 3 other companies that are trying to reach out to us about getting a deal done. And Will's kind of just like keeping everybody on a string, like, hey, we'll deal with this when we can. So really nothing else. They start sending us contract stuff, and we're not going to go to contracts because it's nobody else's business. There are a few things in the contract.
Barstool sent their first offer in November when I was at Oakland.
Yes.
That's when they started.
Yeah.
Other than that, we were just kind of talking.
Yeah. And it was kind of back and forth. Your boy Ken, our suit, got involved. And as soon as the season ended for me, your season was been over, and we decided, we got together, we're hanging out a little bit, and you said something about like the language or something in the contract that we didn't like,
Right.
that we wouldn't want. So I called Gaz, and I was like, we're coming. I couldn't go in because I had a house meeting.
FaceTime Gaz.
FaceTimed him 3 times, did not fucking answer. Super disrespectful.
Gaz texts back, just to set this up. Gaz texts back. Taylor texts him from my phone, hey, it's your dad. Call me back. Love, Dad. Mm-hmm. And then Gaz responds like 10 minutes later, says, fuck. Calls us back.
So I answer the phone. I say, when are you guys free? They're like, well, we're going to the Super Bowl next week. And so the only days we have open is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I was leaving for Vegas with the boys on our own line trip on Thursday. So I was like, and it was Monday. I was like, we'll see you Wednesday.
In 48 hours.
Yeah. Booked a flight, flew out there at the ass crack of dawn. Cruised over there, took our suit Ken with us, got in an Uber, cruised over, absolutely dying. There was a Potbellies, crushed a Sammy. Gaz met us down there.
Shout out Potbellies, no free shout outs.
Crushed a Sammy. Gaz is there. He's hanging out, awkward as hell. Him just kind of waiting for us to eat our sandwiches so we can go upstairs.
Yeah.
Went upstairs. CEO's there. El Presidente's there. Gaz is there. And me and Will. And we say like this one thing we want. And everyone kind of looks over at Dave. And Dave goes, he literally verbatim, this is what Dave said. He goes, well, this is the first time I've ever been in a podcast meeting. I don't give a fuck. Give them whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then Will goes,
I was like sitting up. I was like, because you could kind of tell like it was jokes before. Taylor and Dave were kind of going back and forth about Michigan. You can tell like there's this rapport, like you're trying to like jokes and stuff, and then it starts to calm down. So I kind of like, I start bringing up, the language in the contract. And I'm like sitting up like this. And I go on about this one thing. And then like Taylor said, this is the first time I've ever been in a meeting like this. He looked around. He's like, so you just want, so one of the things you want is just this, this, and this. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, he like looked around. He's like, yeah, sure. Why not?
he didn't give a shit.
I kind of like sat back down. I was like, all right, cool.
Little did we know that boy was about to be worth $450 million.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit about
he didn't give a shit about us. I sat back. I was like, oh, okay, well, Ken has the rest, our suit.
Yeah.
And we start laughing. And then Ken kind of goes over the other stuff. And it was like, it went weirdly good.
Weirdly well. No awkward moments.
We're
walked around for a little bit.
We're only used to that too, because when you're doing contract stuff in the NFL, like your agents and everybody gets so involved. Like every sentence matters in like a contract in the language. You got to like prepare for a divorce when a divorce isn't likely going to happen.
Right.
So it's like you got to go through this awkward deal of addressing certain things that you might want your way.
In case the worst happens, which a lot of times it does.
Yeah.
So we go, we see the whole area. It's pretty, they got a sick setup in New York. They got a dope little setup for real.
As chaotic as it seems on social media, everyone is plugged in, grinding at the Barstool headquarters.
Dude, grinding out there.
It's like quiet in all their stuff. Some, laughing about stuff. You broke down that dude's film.
Oh yeah, Trent.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trent for shout outs. Trent pulled up his highlight tape, his high school highlight tape, as unathletic as they come. I'll be dead honest with you, buddy. He would run and he wouldn't even move his arms. He'd have his arms by his side while he was sprinting.
He's like, hey, watch this hit though. Watch this hit. It's kind of like one of those where they both hit and kind of fall off
to the side. Yeah. And he took a pick and started chasing it back. No one in sight, and it cuts off. And I was like, well, did you get him? Did you get a touchdown or did they get you? He goes, nah, they caught me.
Like, no one in sight.
There's a reason why they got shut down.
Yeah.
So it went good. Big Cat comes out of nowhere and he goes, I knew what you fuckers were doing the whole time, which I don't believe.
He said that?
Yeah. He goes, I knew what you guys were trying to do when you guys were coming at us.
That's not true. That's not true. You were just chirping them because they said offensive lineman's podcast. It's kind of, why wouldn't he
And then they butchered our name too.
Yeah. They're like, oh, something. They didn't even give us any credit. And then they're like, why wouldn't he go on like one of his defensive players' podcasts or something like that? Like, didn't even acknowledge that I was so disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
And then when they would quote us on any of our podcasts, like Jalen Ramsey, Vrabel, any of that stuff, Delaney, they would give us the least amount of credit possible. It'd be like a Barstool post with no like reference of Bussin' with the boys. So it was just like, we're just going to chirp back.
And we chirped.
But we weren't thinking we're going to sign with Barstool. Actually, in the very beginning, we thought it'd be cool to be able to say no.
Yeah.
But
we sold the fuck out.
We sold out, baby.
We sold the fuck out.
We partnered with the fucking best.
Dude, we did. They crushed the internet, dude.
But we did, though. We thought we're like, no, we're not going to go with anybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna be self-made men.
Yeah.
We're going to do our own thing.
But then we learned how
generational podcast.
Yeah.
Families on families take over the family business.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, actually, we still own our podcast, which is pretty rad. So basically, they're like, are you guys going to come down to the Super Bowl? And I'm thinking to myself, well, I got to go on a trip with the boys. I can't just leave again. My wife is pregnant. We got a 2-year-old daughter who is awesome, but she's got all the energy in the world. And Will's like, well, I can go down. And Dave's like, well, no, you both got to go down.
Dude, doesn't make me sound like I was desperate.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Because he kind of were.
I didn't say, oh, I could go down.
You did say that. We're sitting in the room and you're like,
no, I said, I can. And then you're like, I can't. And then that's where it stopped. I didn't say I can after you're like, I can't.
We're really talking about tones of voice, but the verbiage was all the same.
But it matters. Context matters. I said, I can. I got a wife again. Oh, I can. Calm down, Will. Taylor, you guys. That's how you're making it sound.
Dude. And so we went down. We ended up going down for like one day. We flew in Friday morning, left Saturday morning. It was a fucking blast, dude. Barstool knows how to rip it up.
Dude.
They've got it set up so good, dude. Their blackout party's insane. Rough and Rowdy's insane. Their whole
their team atmosphere.
For
like,
real.
You could easily be Barstool and like some people kind of see us and be like, oh, I bet they think they're hot shit because they're football players with the podcast. But literally everyone was coming up like hyped that they would call it the pirate ship. Like, welcome to the fucking pirate ship.
Because they do whatever they want whenever they want.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. They had a sweet setup.
Yeah. Meet a lot of people. It was cool, man. Mm-hmm. It was fucking cool.
Favorite part for me, probably, I don't know, the whole 2-hour segment was probably my favorite part. of the whole deal.
Because they didn't expect us to stay on there. Kind of like, you guys don't have to. They probably didn't even know what we would do either.
Well, we got on the thing and they're like, are you guys doing one segment? You doing the whole thing? We're like, we'll do whatever you want. And after the first segment, Riggs was like, are you guys staying for the whole thing? And Dave's like, yeah, they're staying for the whole thing.
Yeah, it was rad. It was cool.
Boys knocked it out of the park, man. And I had no voice.
Yeah, you were struggling. You were sick there for a second.
I was sick, man. I was struggling, but it was a blast, dude. It was
brought Blassie.
Blas came. I found out a lot about Blas this weekend. Found out a lot about where his alliances
It was cool
are.
though, man. Rough and Rowdy, it seems like it just gets bigger and bigger every time they have something. But Erica, everybody at Barstool, you got to fix the VIP situation.
Dude, the VIP, it's not so VIP.
You think it's sweet because, like, say Bobo, our IV guy, shout out Bobo, no free shout outs.
Right.
People be like, hey, can you get us on the list? And you kind of like, yeah, we can probably get you on, and you text and get them on. But then you find out everyone can get everybody in. So it's like a general admission VIP.
Dude, it was hotter than Hades in there, dude.
I mean, dripping, just sweat rolling down my back. Like, we just kind of looked at it. It was probably around like, what, 11:15. We're like, hey, let's start.
What?
Let's get out of here. Thought you gave me a look.
I did. Yeah, I did. Because we went to the blackout party.
Yeah.
We did get
the blackout
party. Which got shut down. Yeah.
Because of tornado warnings. Shit got shut down because of tornado warnings.
But yeah, it's sweat dripping down your back like you were saying. You're watching these people. First off, the first 3 or 4 Rough and Rowdy fights, I felt embarrassed to be there.
Dude,
embarrassed
was funny,
for
man.
the people that were fighting, not for us. It was actually a super cool event, like the red carpet, the whole setup. People were so down. People were so down. Like the Barstool culture, whatever cult they started, dude, everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid there.
Yeah.
Everybody. But this 5'4" dude goes up against a 6'7" guy, and I'm thinking to myself, this 6'7" dude is gonna beat the shit out of this little guy.
Yeah.
And the 6'7" guy ended up winning, but I mean, it was
Did he win?
They
raised
ended up
his hand?
He ended up winning. It was like they were throwing pillows at each other, dude.
Dude,
I
it
don't
was
think
comical,
any of these
man.
dudes fought in their entire life. And then your boy from Nebraska
God
pulled up his
damn.
Nebraska flag. Before the fight, this dude pull up the names of these guys and the Nebraska guy, whoever the Nebraska guy is.
I forget
This
his
dude
name.
is a walking wrestler, dude. He looks exactly like any wrestler you've ever seen. Close your eyes, think in your head, wrestler with leg tattoos. You've got it, locked in.
Dude, and he looked locked in before the fight.
Dude,
Didn't you see me
had
go up to him?
Headphones. Yeah, I saw you go up
And he
to
was
him.
kind of not giving me too much time of the day. I was like, hey, I went to Nebraska. You went to Nebraska? And he's like, oh, no, I wrestled at Iowa and grew up in Nebraska. So
Yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't you be sporting the Iowa Hawkeyes, like being a wrestler from there? Because they're dope too.
Yeah, that whole.
Come to find out, that was a small school in Iowa.
Oh, it wasn't
Later
the
find out,
Hawkeyes.
yeah, it wasn't the Hawkeyes.
Dang. That's wild. So this dude
Looks like a bruiser, though.
he looked like a bruiser. And I bet if this was like a UFC style fight where they could get on the ground and grapple a little bit, that dude would have won in 10 seconds.
Yeah, looked like Tarzan.
Played like Jane.
Ooh, it was tough to see.
So this dude comes out and I'm thinking, the dude he's fighting doesn't look that like he's been practicing at all for this fight. The dude's been
I know,
to fight.
but
And
almost takes him within 20.
dude, yes. And I'm watching this thing. I'm like, dude, this guy's going to murder him. I don't think your boy threw a punch in the first round.
I know, he kept trying to like weirdly grab his head with both hands.
Well, he's
a
a wrestler. He doesn't know how to fight.
Yeah.
And so this dude's like, but he's eating these punches, and then when they break him up, because he's like hugging him, they break him up, and he looks at the crowd, starts pumping the crowd
Because
up,
he
like,
knows he's getting diced up.
does the Shakira from the Super Bowl, thing.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
doing that at them. I'm like, yo, what is this dude about? And he ends up winning the fight, right?
Yeah, because
that
he
dude got
outlasted him.
tired.
The other dude got tired.
Sometimes it's the best way to do it. Homer Simpson, when he was a
Yeah.
boxer, dude, you take those shots in the chin over and over again.
Rope-a-dope.
Eventually, they're gonna get tired, and you just
Muhammad
blow 'em
Ali,
down.
rope-a-dope. Rumble in
Solid,
the jungle,
dude.
dude. Just take those punches, mouth them, chirp them a little bit, wait for them to wear down, and then take Foreman out, dude.
I tell you what, it was a solid. The whole event was unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
And then the little guys went at it. It was a good little fight,
Then the little guys went at it, and it was entertaining.
dude. The whole thing was entertaining.
Dude,
it was a sweet.
it was fun.
The setup, dude. I thought I was gonna get mugged on the outside. Once you walked in, it was first class, baby, all the way.
Class.
It's a nice little deal. So yeah, Miami was tight,
Yeah. And then we came back, and now we got to rattle off these pods for the people, man.
dude. We're doing it. That's the first dude right there. Was this Mike Bernard? He's on his phone texting in his
His tongue
photo.
out.
You're gonna
6'7", 315. The other dude, 5'5", 300 pounds.
dude. That dude was definitely 5'5", 300 pounds.
It looked like a melted ice cream cone.
He did,
I mean, look at him.
no doubt. I thought that dude was gonna win. And these guys are walking like these dusty, like literally like ripped J's.
Yeah.
Like their shoes they were wearing, like they were like these Vans. Like it was like, what was going on here? But the fight was dope, dude. They did a good job.
All right, go back to the questions, Alex. We kind of just capped their whole.
Yeah, find out.
Go to the top.
This is the only thing I can touch on really, but we kind of did.
Juggle the podcast and play football.
What have you learned about podcasting? What have you learned? I'm curious to know what you've learned.
Not a damn thing.
I mean, come on now.
No, I'm dead. Like
that it yeah, but my guess would be that it's what's the word, like timing everything up, like putting in like the work to do podcasts. Like shout out Charo and Talon, by the way. They've had to allow us to do a lot. Yeah, free shout out. They've had to allow us to do a lot of shit on our own and kind of hang out. And they're probably these dudes just go and hang out on that fucking bus.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come home and watch your child. Yeah, and let me go do something.
Dude,
like
Taylor's
shout out
cool as
Taylor,
shit about
dude.
that stuff, dude. She's cool.
And Charo would be like, when we decide to do an extra podcast, and I like have that dilemma of like, I don't want to tell her I'm going to do another one, so I'm just going to do one.
Yeah.
And then I do one, and then at the end of that one, last time we were here, she's like, hey, if you're not going to be home, like, it just let me know so I can delay dinner or something else. Like, it'd be nice to know when you're coming home. It's like, But I would say you probably learned that about podcasting.
Well, organizing time is something you learn about just living your life, as if as you're asking. But
Yeah, but
the
still.
podcast itself. So when Will and I first did this podcast, we've talked about this in recent podcasts or podcasts we've done in the past. That this thing started us sitting in a Chinese restaurant. The Chinese food was okay at best, and Will literally said, "This was Will's passion project," and you said, "Just come. You just got to come and do the podcast. I'll take care of everything else."
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, like this has been a fun and a cool experience for me, but like, I don't know how to work these cameras. I don't know how to do stuff like that. You put so
I
much
think that
time
one's
in.
yours.
What's that?
That one's yours over there.
Well, no, I'm looking at Blas. I was pointing at Blas. Like I don't know how to work these cameras. I don't know how to do this stuff, and like. This whole thing's just been cool, and it's been fun to do. At first, we were like, can we even talk for an hour?
Because we learned in the first couple that we didn't even do or put out there, we're
Yeah.
like, yo, this shit's a little harder.
This shit is kind of tough. Yeah. Like, how do you talk for an hour? Like,
Yeah.
I think we were talking about how we wipe our butts the first one. It was like 20 minutes of like, do you front wipe or back wipe?
Yeah.
Which I'm a strong believer in the front wipe.
Backlight. Standard.
Yeah, I'm custom. You know what I'm saying?
custom,
You're like that most basic model of the Ford.
No, because most people I think lean to the side.
I don't
I
think so.
stand up. I'll take the toilet paper out of the rack and set it somewhere so it's eye level.
That's too much work. It's
Yeah.
too much work.
Comfortable. Though.
Lift the sack, squeegee the butthole. That's what you got to do.
You can listen to that first step. You can listen to that episode. I think we dropped it recently just to kind of put one out there. But
How awful,
but
dude!
yeah.
Why do you guys listen?
And I think at first too, we were just going to do pods until we got to training camp or the season. We were going to say, hey,
we were
no,
not gonna do-
we're not going to do any in there. And then when we were getting a hold of McAfee to kind of get mentored about podcasting and stuff like that, and he talked about being consistent. Like he's like, if you're going to do one a week, try to do one a week and be as consistent as possible. And all about, your fans, like appreciate, like, you're all in it together. Build this thing with everybody. And he's like, but if you're going to do one a week, try to do one a week as long as you can. I think when he said that, we were kind of like, should we backlog? And then we had this 12-day run where how many podcasts did we do?
That was like 14 podcasts in 12
We
days.
did a shitload of podcasting, dude. And so yeah, that was another kind of curveball in there. We weren't even going to go into the season, but we're like, you know what? Fuck it.
We got to put some out there, but I feel like we always have to reiterate this. We do not do podcasts during the season. That is our number one job is to play football.
Yeah.
And that's why this is a side project that we do. It's fun. It's a blast, but football is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Well, we still run retaped episodes during next season. Pre-taped. Yeah. 100%. We're going to do.
Yeah. Pre-taped episodes. Yeah. They're
Someone has that we have a.
Unless the boy doesn't have a
computer over here.
job, then I could podcast potentially.
Yeah, but I'm dev. We're gonna have ones locked in every single week. Have
Yeah.
it going, man. We got people to support, baby. We're doing this thing. But yeah, overall, dude, the whole Barstool thing has been unbelievable. It's been a cool. They, like Will said, they treat you first class.
Yeah.
And it is a weird thing. Like you think of like you see the don't give a fuck attitude that Barstool gives off. Once you're a part of the crew, and we've been a part of the crew for like 3 hours when we met everybody, and everyone was like, "Welcome. This is awesome. You guys are gonna do great. Like, just keep doing what you're doing." It's been a sweet setup, man. It's
Yeah.
been a very sweet setup.
Is Porno going to come on the bus?
Yeah, he'll come on the bus,
Yeah.
dude. Absolutely.
K Fish 3188.
Yes, he's
No
coming
free
on the
shout-outs?
bus. But
Yeah.
he'll get on there. I don't know when he's gonna get on here. I don't know if he even likes Nashville, but he'll be out here. When he
Yeah.
does, he'll get on the bus.
Ooh, I'll do a pizza review with him.
Yeah, we can do that.
But yeah,
Best pizza in town, though.
he'll definitely come on. I mean, we want all of them at Barstool coming on. I mean, they built that thing from the ground, dude. I think he was
solid.
Portnoy's talked about handing out newspapers, right? That's how it first started. It was a newspaper deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to learn about him. Who is your dream guest? I mean, I've said it a lot. I kind of don't, I kind of feel like it's not becoming a dream guest as much, but just because I've said it a lot. But Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's probably the number
Joe
one.
Rogan's like the number one heavy hitter. How do you personally celebrate the end of a football season? By Ross Baker 99. This year, me personally, I think I took I always take like a week to intentionally be a piece of shit and eat whatever I want. And then I quickly realized that we have a podcast that's kind of in. I was trying to do everything podcast to get everything worked out with Barstool.
At the end of the year, what I usually do is I take all of January off, but we made the playoffs and we went on a little run there. So I was in the gym 3 days after.
Shooting in the gym.
Yeah, dude, because it's like you gotta keep it going.
And flying to New York and doing stuff.
My vacation time was over. Yeah, fly to New York, hit Vegas with the boys, watch Derek play in the Pro Bowl, salty as fuck the whole time watching it. But I'll tell you what, the boys look good in that black uniform.
They did. I
think that's it we got for today. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We love you to death. Barstool Sports. We're powered by Barstool Sports now. You're welcome. Big hugs. Tiny kisses.